Well, welcome back to this week's edition of At the Desk with Dave. As you can see, I'm in my golf apparel, and I took a golf club down off the wall. And one of the problems most people have in golfing is the golf grip. And it seems what we read and what we hear from all the pros is very complicated, and then there's no way to really self-check. So here's an idea for you. You've seen it in Ben Hogan's book. One of the things with the golf grip is it must be able to be held in the index finger and the meat of the palm right there, and you ought to be able to take these fingers off and hold the club just like that. That's a good basic check. But one of the things for the mechanics of it is this. Once I grip the golf club, and I ought to have good control with a lot of wrist movement, and I put my other hand on it and join it, when I get in a golf position, I ought to be able to set the club parallel to my toe line with the club pointing straight up without my hand position moving a lot. If I have a very strong grip and I do that, my hands are going to move from here out to here. If I have a weak grip, I'm going to do this and my hands are going to move again. If my hands are in a good position where I can cock the club and fully set it without my hands moving that position, I'm pretty close to having a pretty good grip. Let me see if it looks better on this view. So if I'm in a posture here with my golf grip, I ought to be able to keep my hands generally in this area and fully preset the club down my toe line with the toe of the club, the face of the club pointed straight up. And from this position, look at the good things that happen. My elbow points right to my hip, and then I'm able just to rotate and come right back down for the club to hit. So if you're too strong, the club's going to move out like this. If it's too weak, it's going to move also. It has to be able to preset right here, and we ought to be able to cock the club here, and we ought to be able to cock the club here without the hand position swimming around too much. So first of all, look at Ben Hogan's book. That's a good illustration of the grip. I don't know if the video picks it up that good, but there it is. But you ought to be able to be in your address position, preset the club, and be able to just to rotate. So my hands can go here to here without them moving out here or doing something funny. That will tell you if your mechanics are pretty good and getting connected to the club with a good golf grip. I hope that helps for this week on At the Desk with Dave. Again, check me out at www.davidlanderson.com. That's where these videos are. And also our financial firm at www.nautilusfinancialstrategies.com. Thank you so much. We'll see you again next week on At the Desk with Dave. Whoa.